Meu Deus do céu, Berg, meu Deus do céu. Muito bom. Fala aí, Canzila. Sejam bem-vindos para mais um vídeo do canal. Início lindo de vídeo, por sinal. Nossa senhora, que início lindo de vídeo. Estamos aqui hoje... Calma aí um minuto. Preciso do meu óculos dread aqui, moleque. Estamos aqui hoje para gravar Future Game Show, evento de game. Como você pode ver nessa barrinha, tem 2 horas esse bagulho. E eu vim gravar, porque eu sou louco. Hoje, então, a gente vai fazer a maior loucura desse canal, que é gravar um evento de 2 horas. Então, assim, meu amigo, senta na cadeira e fica quieto, porque assim, vai demorar, hein? Qualquer coisa, meu amigo, vai assistindo em partes. Assistir 1 hora hoje, 1 hora amanhã, meia hora hoje, meia hora amanhã. Vai assim, meu amigo, vai com calma, porque esse vídeo aqui, ó, é pra ter calma, entendeu? Inclusive, como eu não fiz vídeo de sexta, porque eu tava doente, esse vídeo aqui vai recompensar por vocês não ter vídeo, porque eu podia só lançar esse vídeo aqui e deixar a semana inteira, mas vamos seguir. Então, por favor, deixa o like, porque esse vídeo aqui é grande, você sabe que, sabe, é difícil gravar uns vídeos desses. Então, por favor, deixa o like, por favor, sério, deixa o like aí, por favor, na moral. Se inscreve no canal, ativa o sininho das notificações para não perder vídeo novo. Vai no meu Facebook, no meu Twitter, no meu Instagram e no meu TikTok, tá tudo aí na descrição, no canal da minha irmã, no canal da minha amiga, no canal do na página do Insta do meu amigo, que ele vai sortear uma skin do Fortnite para vocês, quando ele chegar a 1000 seguidores. Então vai lá, todos esses lugares aí, só coisa bacana, beleza? Então, mano, sem enrolação, a gente tem que grudar aqui, não podemos enrolar muito não, já dei uma enrolada aqui. Então vamos assistir isso aqui, tirar o óculos aqui, botar aqui em cima, vamos assistir isso aqui. Eu já botei na parte sem enrolação. Já vai começar direto. Medo de alguém atrapalhar meu vídeo é grande.
You better watch closely. Oh yeah.
I think it's about to get exciting.
Well, what are we waiting for?
Eu tô vendo que eu já peguei monetização, tô pensando que eu nem dei monetização, mas já peguei tudo. As publicadoras, não sei se
To the Future Game Show pre-show! Hi guys, I'm Stephanie Panicello, but you may better recognize me as Claire Redfield from Resident Evil 2. Luckily, I'm not on zombie duties today. Thank you, Leon. I'm really sorry though. I'm here to guide you through an exclusive first look at some exciting games from our friends at Daedalic Entertainment. The main show kicks off in just a few minutes, but why wait when we can dive into world exclusive reveals right now? To kick things off, here's Daedalic to tell us more about them and what they have in store.
Hi, my name is Carsten Fichtelmann. I am the CEO and founder of Daedalic Entertainment. Welcome to our offices in beautiful Hamburg, Germany.
lugar bonito, charmoso.
Our team is currently working from home, but I am in the office, alone. Daedalic is now in its 15th year as a developer and publisher. Over the course of this time, our studio has created a long list of original games, from classical adventure games like Edna and Harvey, The Whispered World and the Deponia series, to the tactical RPG Blackhearts and the interactive adaptation of Ken Follett's Pillars of the Earth. We are very proud of our work, all the critical acclaim and awards that we have received over the years. And most of all, the fantastic support of our fans worldwide. 2 years ago, we first announced that we will enter the world of Middle-earth with our new action-adventure, The Lord of the Rings: Gollum. Our goal
eles estão
is to
fazendo
take this
negócio.
fascinating character and tell a story that offers a new perspective on this familiar tale while being faithful to the wonderful work of J.R.R. Tolkien. The game will be released in 2022. We are very excited to give you a first sneak peek at the end of this showcase today.
Já vai começar com o Senhor dos Anéis Gollum, cara. Tô
Working
muito
as
animado
a
pra jogo.
development studio has also influenced our direction as a publisher. We understand developers and what matters most to them. That is why the teams we work with always have full creative control over their games, as we try to do our best to help them realize their vision. We are always looking for fresh and innovative new experiences, games that engage players in deep storylines like The Suicide of Rachel Foster, or challenge their strategic abilities like in Shadow Tactics Blades of the Shogun or Iratus Lord of the Dead, or connect players all over the world in fast-paced multiplayer action like Barotrauma, Witched or Unrailed, a game that you can play anywhere with anyone all over the world on PC and the consoles via crossplay. We are excited to share with you what comes next in our journey. Today we will provide you a closer look at some of the games coming in 2021 and beyond, new reveals and surprises along the way. One of the most beloved games, Shadow Tactics, from Mimimi Games is celebrating its 5-year anniversary this December. Shadow Tactics took players to Japan during the Edo period. With a group of 5 skilled specialists, you fight on behalf of the Shogun in a game that reinvigorated the hardcore tactical stealth genre. We're happy to announce our plans to return to Japan later this year. Take a look.
Mimimi. Como de estúdio Mimimi, mano. Tá,
How do you do it, huh? How can you act like nothing happened?
I was forced to master my emotions at a very young age. Now, shall we begin?
Let's finish this. Ready when you are.
Ready, Aiko-san.
Uma expansão standalone que chega em 2021.
Aiko's Choice is a standalone expansion for Shadow Tactics
DLC.
Blades of the Shogun, coming late in 2021. And you can wishlist it now on Steam. From the beauty of Japan, we now head to the bottom of the ocean, where horror lurks in the shadows, and every step you take may be your last.
Mano, já fui com medo de jogo aqui já. Tô tremendo aqui, velho, já. Tô tremendo, velho. Mano. Que dia, mano.
If you're feeling brave enough, Hidden Deep is coming to early access in May. Wish listed on Steam today to stay up to date on the latest developments. I'll let you in on a little secret. When I grow up, I want to be an android bounty hunter. You know, fast cars, crazy weapons, and endless villains to use them on. Luckily for me, this next game makes all those dreams come true.
Cuidado da boca.
Are gang disputes keeping you up at night?
Por que esse me mudou esse mundo aí, velho?
Do you want to love good?
Hi, my name is Maciej. I'm the lead developer of Dark Lord, and today I will show you one of the missions from our game Glitchbang. You will get a sneak peek into the second episode, where 3 factions fight for domination. Brainwashed Ordo fanatics, an anarchistic biker gang called Reapers, and working-class android rebels known as the Plague.
Cyberpunk, moleque.
The police already knows that something's very wrong on the streets of Baltia. Roadblocks and bounty hunters might soon show up. But if everything goes well, we will see this contract finished, earning some extra cash and perhaps a new tech. In Glitchbang, your character progresses through new modules that give you new hacks, new abilities, and passive stat increases. It allows you to mess with pedestrians, gang members, and police officers in all sorts of ways. Instead of fighting solo against a group of enemies, it might be a good idea to start up a fight between gangs and police. Hacking system and branching storyline are the major features of the game. Right after this mission, there is a chance to push the story into one of 2 possible directions. All of that adds to the replayability of the game. I hope you enjoyed this short presentation and keep an eye on our Steam page and Discord channel for more updates in the future.
Não vai até aparecer Cyberpunk, viu?
To prepare yourself for cyberpunk carnage and sandbox action across multiple cities, you can wishlist Glitchpunk on Steam right now. Dedelic Entertainment is well known for their point-and-click adventure pedigree, and our next game continues that tradition. So open your inventory and prepare yourself for a brand new announcement.
World Premiere. Nossa. Tem tudo a Dedelic. Cabeça de cubo, mano. Ele é puro, né? Combustível de carro. Half of Delta.
That beautiful sci-fi adventure is coming to PC and consoles early next year.
Lembra Star Wars pouco.
You're going to need a co-partner you can rely on in our next game, as 2 racers are connected by elastic. That's right, elastic. What could possibly go wrong? Let's find out in this brand new announcement.
4 minutos e 41 segundos para começar de verdade o evento. Isso aqui é tipo um pré. Isso é só o jogo dessa desenvolvedora, Dedelic. Deve ter mais 2.
So close.
Oh, Ash! Okay, you gotta pick a side.
What?
Ash!
Jazz, you started on the left and then you went right, Jazz.
You went.
That is on you.
Oh no!
Hello, grab on Jazz.
Oh, this is like Sarlacc. All right, jump! Oh, we got balloons. Yeah. Yes. Oh, all right, grab onto it, push it. Yep. All right, let's go. Good lord, get off of us! Get off of us! You get off of us! Jump, jump. Oh, we made that. Barely, we made that. Okay.
Serious biz now. All right? I'm a serious bumblebee here, yo. I don't know about you.
Okay. There we go. Yeah!
It's bee time!
By like a second. By like a second.
Vamos ver o que
That
Deus
was
sabe
only
desse
a
jogo.
tiny peek. To watch the full video, you can check out the Stumped YouTube channel after our show. Fling to the Finish releases in the second half of 2021, and you and your friends can wishlist it on Steam today. Next up, I want you to imagine a strategy game designed by medieval monks. Yeah, medieval monks. I bet you weren't expecting to hear those words in today's show. This game is one of a kind, so let's take a look.
Pra quem não entendeu essa minha loucura, foi que o
The
próximo jogo vai ser o
Merchants
Gollum.
of Medieval Books, a testimony to how we misunderstood the Middle Ages.
Isso é a vida real, foi gravado de verdade, né?
Les escargots
É.
combattent les chevaliers. Why do rabbits have swords and fight against dogs?
The thing is, these illuminations are not decorations.
Ce sont des vestiges d'un ancien rituel, le rituel que nous ne connaissons pas, mais qui existait à l'époque.
Foi isso que eu vi.
Let the battle commence. Inculinati hits PC later in 2021, so make sure to get it wishlisted on Steam. We revealed the first details of Lord of the Rings Gollum at the Future Games show last August. And
What
today, we're excited to take our very first look at gameplay from Lord of the Rings Gollum.
Gameplay. Ah, esse aqui eu tô louco pra jogar. Pode mostrar. Pode ficar 5 horas falando dele. Entertainment Present, isso aqui já é tanta pegada, mano.
Don't look at us. The precious is gone.
Só!
And that wraps up our pre-show. From ninjas in feudal Japan to the darkest corners of Middle Earth, I hope you've enjoyed these sneak peeks and reveals. A huge thanks to Daedalic and all the developers who showed off their awesome titles. For updates on all of today's games, you can follow Daedalic Entertainment on Steam. I've been your host, Stephanie Panicello, and it is time for me to hand over to some other Resident Evil friends for the Future Games Show. Take it away.
Os cachorros gritando lá fora. Ah, velho, mostra um pouquinho do Gollum. Eu queria ver tanto o Gollum. Botei até na thumb o Gollum aí. Quer mais, hein? Decepcionado com isso, né? Se for! Maravilhoso o nome da demo do jogo. Oh, The World! Né? Agora começou. Foram 20 minutos de preparo.
Hello and welcome to the Future Game Show. I'm Nicole Tompkins, though you may know me as Jill Valentine in Resident Evil 3. And today, we have an absolute monster of a show for you. And if I've learned anything about monsters, it's that they're best tackled with a partner. So please join me in welcoming my co-host, Jeff Shine.
Hey, Nicole. And hey, everybody at home watching. My name is Jeff Shine, but you might recognize me as Carlos Oliveira from Resident Evil 3. Nick, I feel pretty good about this. I feel like it's nice to get the team back together.
We do make a good team. Though, I mean, hopefully today's a little bit more even-handed, because I tend to do most of the heavy lifting, fighting Nemesis like 16 times, getting the subway back on.
I hate to butt into the main show, but I think I had it pretty tough in Resident Evil 2. 2 words for you. Mr. X.
That's fair.
The important thing is that nothing bad can get us at the Future Game Show. So, over the course of the next hour or so, we'll be showing you guys gameplay and trailers from upcoming games for PC and console for 2021 and beyond, with some exclusive trailers and developer interviews.
World premieres, exclusive trailers, and a few surprises in store.
Let's kick off with our first world premiere, and I want you guys to wrap up, get warm, because things are about to get chilly.
Agora vamos lá, primeiro jogo de verdade do World Premiere. Você vê quem? Sifu!
So, any word on Kai? Or his supposed crash?
Don't, please. Nobody's ruled it a crash anyway. They said it just vanished.
I don't know, sis. Once is bad luck. Twice, well...
It's that damn robot. Always watching him. It's enough to drive anyone nuts.
Yeah, well, short drive at least. Anyway, the whole thing smells off to me. Like a setup.
Oh, God. You don't think he couldn't have done this on purpose?
Who knows? I never did understand that kid. Not really.
Well, at least he's not alone this time. Little Charlie and Amelia, though. They've been through so much already.
Maybe they're better off without him.
That's what Kai said the last time we talked, but...
Let's face it, the little brother's pretty messed up. And who the hell knows where it really is right now.
Art Awakening. Legal, parece que é um jogo de sobrevivência 2022. E tem um robôzinho mó fofinho, cara. Eu curti o robôzinho. Bonitinho. Não apresenta o jogo final. Isso aqui não é o jogo final. É o que tá no momento, é isso aqui. Mas já está lindo. Mas pode melhorar. Ou piorar.
Hi, I'm James Simpson, director at Goldfire Studios, and we're working on a game called Arctic Awakening. Arctic Awakening is an episodic narrative adventure game about the survivors of a plane crash in the unforgiving Arctic winter. Their story is one of survival, friendship, self-discovery, and the mysteries they encounter along the way.
O jogo parece
interessante. The year
interessante.
is 2062, and you play as Kai, an ex-Navy pilot who has retreated into isolation after recent traumatic events upend his life. He now finds himself in unknown territory with a missing co-pilot and only an AI drone to keep him company. Today, we're really excited to share this exclusive gameplay from shortly after the crash. Kai is desperate to find Donovan, but the AI drone isn't about to let him just wander off into a blizzard without first starting a fire. Part of Alfie's job is never letting Kai out of his sight, and this tends to get under Kai's skin. Much of Arctic Awakening revolves around exploring the beautiful open world and uncovering the mysteries that lie within. However, the choices you make, or don't make, through your actions and fully voiced conversations, directly impact how Kai's relationships with the other characters evolve.
Estou muito apaixonado por jogo de mundo aberto. Eu amo mundo aberto. Você me disse essa palavra, você já ativou meu interesse.
Mac, and consoles in 2022. Thanks for watching. Be sure to wishlist on Steam and enjoy the rest of the show.
Legal é que os caras
Thanks again to James for that exclusive first look at Arctic Awakening. Okay, Jeff, imagine being stuck in the same place in an endlessly looping cycle.
Oh, Nicole, that is my entire 2020.
O cara falar 2022 lá pro outro jogo é porque provavelmente eles querem melhorar muita mais coisa. Melhorar muita coisa. É o que eu quis dizer. Então deve ser bom. Espero. Vamos ver o Returnal da PlayStation. Para o PlayStation 5 eu não vou jogar porque eu não tenho PS5. Só o PS4.
Hello, my name is Mikael Habari, and I am the Biz Dev and Marketing Director at Housemarque. Currently, we're working on Returnal. Returnal, in a nutshell, is a fast-paced sci-fi shooter with roguelike elements. And as a new addition to Housemarque, we're adding a layer of narrative storytelling.
That can't be here.
In Returnal, you take on the role of Celine. Celine is a deep space astro scout that crash lands on a planet called Atropos. On this planet, she quickly realizes that she's stuck in a never-ending nightmarish loop, that always upon her death, she wakes up in the same place, but the world has changed and all the challenges that she has to face are different. At the focus of the game, we have a very tight gameplay loop where you dash, jump around, shoot at enemies with lots of tentacles coming at you. There are also a lot of bullet hell elements, so fast-paced maneuvering, dodging, and running and gunning is the main focus of the game. But there are also lots of the storytelling layers that Celine finds out about in a non-linear fashion. So as you make your way through Atropos, you find out who your main character is, what is the sort of deepest secret that she's trying to answer, and also how this planet ties into the whole bigger picture and who are actually the inhabitants of this mysterious planet. Overall, we at Housemarque are looking forward to bringing you a very exciting and frenetic shooter experience, and Returnal will be hitting PlayStation 5s on April the 30th this year. So looking forward to having the game out there. Hope you enjoy.
Everything has changed. Exactly as I left it.
A parte da casa é muito suspeita, hein? Eu vou sair dia 30 de abril. Tá bem pertinho isso daqui pra lançar. Returnal. Parece bacana. Mas com o PC 5 vai jogar na cara, vai jogar na cara. Vai.
Thanks to Housemarque for taking us through the game. Returnal is coming exclusively to PlayStation 5 on April 30th.
Our next game is a love letter to JRPGs, set in a world where the past and the future collide on screen. But here in present day, we've got a world premiere of the newest trailer.
Já é isso. Então se apresentou.
I've been having these strange dreams. I think it's a memory of my mother from long ago. We need to hurry up. We have to stop her. I do feel a connection. There's something there. I am Wilhelm the Wise. You, it seems, are a time mage. As am I. And while my powers have led to my youthful appearance, yours are the gift to see possibility.
Who are you supposed to be?
Hello, my name is...
Tell me if we survive. You know how to fight? Hold your ground. They won't get past us.
So many questions. Matthias the Frog, at your service. I have been keeping an eye on you for some time now. I suspected you had been chosen, my dear. It appears I was correct.
This will serve as a good opportunity for me to demonstrate my capabilities. I am certain I was created with a purpose. I wish to discover what it was. We'll have time for your banter later. Let's move forward.
Hold on. You have a talking frog, and you didn't mention it? A talking frog is like in my top 5 animals I want to meet.
Isso é pra tudo que é plataforma.
Chris Tales is coming to consoles and PC in July this year.
Now, back in 2015, Axiom Verge blew us away with its retro Metroidvania action. Axiom Verge 2 is bigger and better, and the work of just one developer, so prepare to feel very lazy in comparison.
Hello, I'm Tom Happ, and I'm here to tell you a little bit about my upcoming game, Axiom Verge 2. But first, a quick trip down memory lane. For anyone not familiar with the first Axiom Verge, here's a very brief synopsis.
2015 o primeiro.
The story was a sci-fi adventure in which you play as Trace, a scientist who winds up in the world of Sudra.
Jogo bem
His
retrô.
mind is preserved by machines, and every time he dies, his memories are transferred into a new, cloned body. It's a love letter to some of my favorite games growing up, including Metroid, Blaster Master, Contra, and many more. When I crafted the story, I made sure to think deeply about the entire universe of Axiom Verge. How did it come to be? How was it related to our world? I ultimately decided to break the full story of the Axiom Verge universe into multiple parts, with multiple perspectives, each intended to be its own game. And now, the next chapter is ready to be revealed. I don't want to spoil things too much, but most of Axiom Verge 2 is set before the events of Axiom Verge 1. But they are each standalone, complementary experiences, so you can play them in either order. In Axiom Verge 2, you play as Indra, the mysterious billionaire behind the worldwide Globe 3 conglomerate. Hiding in Antarctica is what appears to be an ancient, alternate Earth, complete with mountains, lakes, deserts, and the ruins of a civilization. But you get the feeling that something else is lurking just past the fringes of reality, waiting to pull you in. Although Axiom Verge 1 and 2 flesh out different parts of the same overall universe, their mechanics are quite different. The games share the same DNA, and fans of the first game will definitely feel right at home in this one. But make no mistake, this isn't just an iteration of the gameplay you saw in the first game. It is a complementary piece of the overall puzzle that is Axiom Verge. Now, it would be customary in a developer commentary to go into lots of detail about all the new and different mechanics and introduce new enemy types, bosses, and weapons, but I'm really hoping to avoid spoilers here. Even mentioning that there are spoilers is itself a spoiler. But one thing that has not changed is that there are tons of hidden areas for you to explore and mysteries to find. So if you really like the feeling of figuring out deeply hidden secrets, I think you'll love Axiom Verge 2. Be sure to keep an eye out for Axiom Verge 2 when it launches on the Epic Games Store and Nintendo Switch this spring.
Caramba, vou
Thanks
mostrar pra
again to
Nintendo
Tom for that
Switch e
guided
PC.
tour. Axiom Verge 2 is
PS4,
due out on
Xbox
PC
chora.
and Switch later in 2021.
This next game is what I'm all about. 60 ninjas enter. Only one ninja leaves.
Are you going to be that one ninja?
If I study this exclusive gameplay, anything's possible. Behold, Naraka Blade Point.
Naraka Blade Point. 6 ninjas entram, 6 ninjas entram, somente um sai. Naraka Blade Point. Com Battle Royale de ninja? Tá de sacanagem comigo. Mas eu já não inventaram tudo que é Battle Royale, não, gente? Mifune, é você? São 6 ninja, 4 já estão se caindo na porrada aí mesmo. Já foi, 2 já foi. Ué, não era 6 ninjas? Eu vi errado. É que 60 ninjas? Essa batalha de ninja realmente parece que ser só 6 ninjas, né, Deus? Viu? Deve ser uns 60 ninjas caindo uma porrada. Beta aberta 23 de março. De abril. 23 de abril. Não entendi nada, mas a gente finge que entendeu.
Naraka Blade Point is developed by 24 Entertainment and is due to grapple hook onto PC this coming summer.
Muito bom.
Next up is an open-world action-adventure that took Kickstarter by storm back in 2019. And once you've seen it in action, you'll understand why. Here's Weston Tracy with an exclusive new look at Savior.
Mundo aberto isso aí? Eu vou ter hoje. Eu vi errado.
I'm Weston, the director of the upcoming action-adventure game Savior. In Savior, you play as Sam, a stranger with no possessions and no memory. As you explore, you'll discover your origin and your place among the characters you meet. You'll have to either battle, evade, or persuade your opponents into joining you in order to rebuild the broken world of Arcadia. At its core, there are 3 things that make Savior special. First is the combat system. It was inspired by playing years of Punch-Out on the NES. So you and many of your opponents have the ability to strike, dodge, and parry, which adds realistic strategy not really found in the genre. Opponents strike fast, but they all telegraph their strikes, so you'll learn their attack patterns and surely best them over time. The early enemies don't block so well, so you can kind of button mash your way through. But as you progress, you'll need to watch for telegraphs and time your dodges, blocks, and counters carefully. Things get dicier when 2 opponents attack at once. They'll always try to surround you, and it's best not to let them. Next is movement. Sam runs and jumps like many other 2D action game characters, but she does much more. With our addition of parkour, especially the ledge grab, she bounds through the terrain with a unique and satisfying fluidity. The dozens of animations and movement commands make movement a standout feature. Just running around is fun. Arcadia is a land divided. The Chosen have lived under the rule of their deity for 1,000 years. They are led by the laws of the Creed, which dictates all areas of Arcadian life, especially the punishment for doubt or challenge. Any who oppose the Creed are banished and dropped into the depths of the planet. They are known as the Fallen. But the Fallen survived their banishment. They explored their underground home where they thrived. But the Chosen and the Fallen have been divided too long. It's up to you to reunite them. All of us at Starsoft are working tirelessly to bring Savior to Steam and Nintendo Switch in winter of 2022. We hope you'll add Savior to your wish list on Steam, sign up for our newsletter, or follow us on social media to stay up to date on our progress.
Mais que vai pro Nintendo Switch.
Is coming to PC and Switch in winter 2022. Our next game opened the very first Future Game Show and had us itching to see more ever since. Please welcome Team Kill Media with a new slice of action from their console horror shooter, Quantum Error.
Quantum Area. Essa não é a gameplay final. Pode mudar. Ah, real engine, pô, você é louco. Aí sim. É o que? Halo, pô? Não, é Halo. Lembra Halo. Gears. Não, Gears não é terceira pessoa. Sei lá o que lembra. Não, lembra Halo, pô. E lembra Halo. Pode esquecer, isso aqui lembra Doom. Lembrei, isso lembra Doom. Sniperzinha no dente pra ficar esperto, Amel. Agora lembra Halo de novo. O jogo é uma mistura de Doom com Halo. Que Deus. Triple Microsoft. 3 jogos muito bons, inclusive. Doom, Halo e Gears são bem legais. Você já jogou um deles, não? Mas do que eu ouvi falar parece que são bem legais, eu tenho vontade de jogar um dia eles. Eu vou comprar um Xbox One, não sei. Misericórdia, diabo, aquilo ali era o capeta. Olha pra esse diabo. Isso aí pode enterrar. Até isso aí. Meu Deus. Que isso, mano? Parece aquelas cabeças lá do Brainiac. Ah, agora eu tô achumando a brincar também. Agora virou jogo de bombeiro. Parecendo um capeta aí. Mano, agora o raça absoluta vem da consciência da que verá onipotência. É o Alien X. Aquele ali. Presunto. Continuamos levando o presunto. Presunto tá sendo difícil de carregar. Tá sendo difícil de carregar, mas não vai. Vai ser pra Nintendo Switch, velho, isso é louco. Eu tenho Nintendo Switch, por que eu tô reclamando? Ah, porque a gente não tem, né? Não, pode ficar. PS4, PS5, Xbox Series X.
That was just 4 minutes of the terrifying Quantum Era, which is coming to PS5, PS4, and Xbox Series X and S. To see the extended cut of this demo, check out Games Radar tomorrow.
The next exclusive trailer is unlike anything you've seen before. It's a playable metal album where the action brings the lyrics to life. Here's the newest trailer for Of Bird and Cage.
Product not yet rated.
Ixi, tá olhando a mulher sendo lá lascou, hein? Ou é namorado, ex-namorado, ou é uma coisa muito pior.
chasing a kid. I know how it goes. I did when we thrilled, but they have to help me. I'm not asking much. Just say you were saved from the bomb.
Cage, vídeo mais 2021. Não sei o que eu tenho a dizer.
We can exclusively announce that Of Bird and Cage launches for PC on May 20th, and PS4, Xbox One, and Switch later this year. You can wishlist the game right now on Steam. Our next game is all about the power of cooperation.
Like when I fight Nemesis and you shout advice from a safe distance?
Yeah, I'd say it's pretty much exactly like that. Here's Joseph Fares to tell us how you'll be teaming up in the new adventure game from EA Originals, It Takes Two.
Da EA? Lascou. Pode atirar.
Are you ready for the roller coaster ride of your life? No. My name is Joseph Fares and I'm the founder.
Pô, tô gravando o vídeo. Bom, ignoraremos esse momento aqui do vídeo. Vamos voltar pro show, alright?
A writer, director at Hazelight Studios, and brothers at Tale 2 Sons, A Way Out, and now the new game coming out March 26th, It Takes Two. Actually, what we do at Hazelight is actually quite unique. What I mean by that is that we're creating co-op experiences that are written and designed from the beginning, from the start, like that. You do have co-op games out there, but none that are created like this in a narrative way. These are not drop in, drop out, which means that we can create unique experiences and unique stories that's very... there are situations in this game, I would say, that almost have a physical connection to the player as well. It's also something I think is underestimated what you can do creatively.
How comes you get all the cool gadgets?
Because I'm cooler than you, Cody.
Sometimes the connection, it could be metaphoric connection, like we have a section where you're playing as a piece of magnet. That's a metaphor for attraction. So whatever happens in the story will be reflected in the gameplay. Even an example like this, in this case they're in a tree and the male character, the clay character Cody, he forgot to clean the hive, so in real life obviously, so right now the squirrels that live in that tree are in war with the wasps, and you actually use the squirrels' high-tech weapons to take out the wasps. So and as you see, May can shoot matches and he can shoot sap, and when you combine those you create an explosion. So again, it's a unique mechanic for every character that kind of connects to the story. That's why I keep saying whatever you meet in the story, whatever happens, you'll be playing it. This is just some example. What you're seeing here is just the mechanic for this level, and you will be doing different things for every level you play, and whatever happened in the story, you will be playing it. If you buy the game and you play it in a couch and you play with a friend for free, then it should be the same for you if you play it online. It wouldn't be fair just because your friend can play with you in the couch, this person have to pay double the price. You know what I mean? From that perspective, Friends Pass came up because it makes sense. It's a logical decision. Yeah, you feel that? I can't say it. You like?
What is wrong with that guy?
It's going to be such a wild ride to play this game. It's going to be such a unique experience from the beginning to the end. And it's going to be a joy and adventure. I can't wait to look at some reactions when the player stream this and play this, because I know there will be definitely some really cool reactions, especially on some scenes, and especially one scene that I think is gonna be quite special.
You feel it?
Alright, so the game is coming out on March 26th. It will be on, let's see now, PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Xbox X, Series X, and I don't know, but not Switch for now. We don't have any plan for it now. Who knows in the future, maybe. But other than that, all the future console, the next gen.
You'll be able to take advantage of Friends Pass when It Takes Two launches on PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Xbox Series X and S, and PC tomorrow on March 26th.
E não vem pra Nintendo Switch?
Our next game is like Cyberpunk meets Sherlock Holmes as you crack cases in virtual worlds. Are you ready to play Digital Detective in Game Deck?
Agora vamos ter um jogo de detetive, cara. Porque eu falei com essa voz, eu não sei. Eu estou ficando meio louco.
It's a strange profession, game deck. You're neither a player nor a detective. You know the rules and how people break them. But they leave a digital trail. And there is always a trail. A flaw in the source code. Backdoors used by cheaters. Anonymity skins. Used to cover up unpopular activities.
Esse é o jogo dos seus bugs com parte da história.
All can be traced.
Stonks.
With a lot of skill and a little bit of luck.
Porque se ele bugar, ele vai falar que foi erro.
Sometimes more than a little. Because there are surprises, even for a game deck.
É o Darth Vader, então.
But in the end, you keep your eyes on the prize. The trail never gets cold, and so the game is always on.
Game deck. Mudar meu vídeo. Isso que os caras sabem que tá num jogo? Deu uma manhã. Esse é o jogo? Puta, ele pode
Game
dizer que
Deck
tá bem
is coming to
estranho.
PC September 16th, 2021. And you can wishlist it on
Bem
Steam
fake news,
right
hein?
now.
Nicole, question. Do you think you got what it takes to be a firefighter?
Yes.
You want to maybe test those skills out in a game before trying anything dangerous?
Also, yes.
Well, then let me introduce you to Ember.
Are you ready to join the gig economy? Become your own boss. As a firefighter, food delivery person, or a courier, Ember hits consoles with cross-play functionality.
É aquele jogo de bombeiro, pô, já vi vídeo já. Ah, joguei irado, joguei irado.
Rescue together.
Que legal.
Escape together. Deliver together. Boss fight together. And salvage together. Risking your life for money has never been more rewarding.
Takushi já provou isso aí.
Ember launching summer 2021.
Legal.
Ember is out now on PC and Stadia and is coming to consoles later this year.
Tudo pra que é plataforma.
Our next game takes one of the best detective adventures of recent years and makes it prettier and puzzlier, yes, that's a word, than ever before. This is Kathy Rain, the director's cut.
Hi, I'm Ariel Siegel, and I am delighted to be here at the Future Game Show to talk to you about Kathy Rain Director's Cut. This is a game that excites me a whole lot because, well, first, I play Kathy in it, but also because the Director's Cut is an even better version of the original game that launched in 2016. For those of you who have been missing out, let me fill you in on the details. So, Kathy Rain is a point-and-click adventure set in the 1990s. It's the story of a strong-willed journalism major, that's me, who is forced to confront her troubled past as she investigates the mysterious death of her recently departed grandfather. Armed with her motorcycle, a pack of cigs, and a notepad, Kathy delves into a local mystery surrounding her hometown that takes her on a harrowing journey of emotional and personal turmoil. The Director's Cut features an extended story with more puzzles to solve and new areas to explore. There's also an expanded and remixed soundtrack, cool new bike designs to unlock, controller support, and more. It's been almost 5 years now since Kathy was first shared with the world, and we've taken everything we've learned to give you the most complete realization of Kathy's journey yet. I, for one, love being a part of this project, and I can't wait for you all to get on the Catmobile when we launch this fall on Steam for Windows, Mac, and Linux.
Literalmente pros Snyder
Thanks to Ariel for showing us Kathy Rain, the director's cut, which is coming to PC later this year.
Now it's time for a sneak peek at what's in store from our pals at Team 17. Oh, how many hours have I spent playing worms over the years?
I once fought giant mutant worms in a sewer.
It's a very different vibe, Nicole. It's a very different vibe.
Vamos ver o que a galera do Overcooked Kit tá tramando. Plataforma. Se ficaram sem. Olha pra isso, velho. Nossa, que interessante, né? Rumble! Vamos lá, melhor. Jogo de pirata também é One Piece. Itachi, é você? Pô, gosta de um jogo de cozinha, né, pô? Eu amo. Time 17. Vai fazer isso. Então vai ser magoado. Vai ser Animal Crossing, velho. Não tem ainda, ó. Esperto, hein? Break on, né?
Hello? God damn, is this thing on? Oh, it is? Good. This is the cult leader. I'm interrupting this broadcast to invite you all to submit to me. Submit your application to become my new cult architect when Honey I Joined the Cult enters Steam Early Access. We are not a dangerous organization. In fact, we're all about the safe sex. So come join the inner circle when Honey I Joined a Cult comes to Steam Early Access. Interruption in.
Pô, curtiu o trailerzinho, legal.
That was a collection of games coming from Team 17 over the coming weeks and months. For more info on them, check out gamesradar.com.
15 games in, and we finally get to fight some zombies in Back 4 Blood. You up for some co-op play, Jeff?
I don't know. These are looking a little faster than what I'm used to.
Yeah, you're right. Lucky for me, I've got developers Turtle Rock to show us the game instead.
Quero ver isso. Eu odeio esse jogo. Por que você odeia esse jogo, Bezerra? Porque a Warner colocou isso aí ao invés de Lego Star Wars, cara. Eu me recuso.
Getting out of here is the key to my happiness.
Everyone ready? Follow my lead if you can keep up.
Just try not to do anything stupid.
Hello, I'm Leanne Papp, and I'm the executive producer at Turtle Rock Studios.
Right now we're working on Back 4 Blood, which is a first-person co-op zombie shooter that takes place after a catastrophic outbreak where most people have either died or have been infected by what we're calling the devil worm. In this game, you're part of a group of veterans that we refer to as the Cleaners, who are ready to take the fight back to the zombies, which we call the Ridden.
They're gluttons for punishment today.
This is alpha footage that stars 4 of our 8 cleaners. We've got Walker, Evangelo, Hoffman, and Holly. And as you watch the footage, you're going to see that we have a lot of different kinds of Ridden. We've got some base special Ridden like the Tall Boy and the Stinger, and then there are also mutated versions of them as well. But we've got something that's especially special for us that we're very much into and very excited about, and we feel that this is bringing something new to the genre. We have our Ogre. He is this massive mutated Ridden that rises from the ground, and in that moment you have to decide if you're going to face off against this tanky character or run away and face him when you're better equipped.
Oh, this is not good.
Esse é tipo um reboot, né, daquele jogo de zumbi lá, mano. Essa jogava aqui. Xbox 360, PS3, né? Pô, mas aí cagaram com os gráficos, né, pô?
We've got the elements that you want out in a cooperative zombie shooter, so you can gather up with your 3 friends and you're going to be taking out a bunch of Ridden. We're also adding some roguelite elements with our card system that's actually pretty cool, and we think provides a different spin on it and provides even more replayability to the game. So we should definitely talk about our game director as well as our card system. You're going to be familiar with how we start off this game. You're going to start in a safe room with 3 of your friends, and the game director is going to play what we call corruption cards. You get to know what kind of challenges he's going to throw at you and your team by looking at what these cards are. They might be things like Swarm of Bruisers or Ridden on Fire. And you then get to know exactly what it is that you're going to face. So after you see those cards, you're then going to be given a hand from a deck that you've built. And you need to decide what cards you're going to play. Coordination with your team is going to be super key here, as you can do things like improving the quality of items and weapons that are found in the world. You can make it so your team can carry more Molotovs or med kits, or you can even do something cool like your team gets a burst of health when you get in-capped. We're really excited to see what you and your friends do with your cards.
There's gotta be something around here. There you are.
Back 4 Blood is coming to Xbox Series X and S, Xbox One, PS5, PS4, and PC. You're going to be able to play the game in the upcoming open beta on both PC and console. We're going to have more information on that soon, so stay tuned.
Mano, acho que é realmente um reboot daquele jogo lá, mano.
Thanks to Turtle Rock for showing us how real zombie killers do
it. Né, velho? Eu fico muito louco se
how it would feel to be a Warhammer miniature? Here's the world premiere of the new cinematic trailer for Warhammer Age of Sigmar, Tempest Fall.
Tem exclusivo do Xbox One.
Well, it's premiere.
Eu sei que vai vir pro Xbox Series X e S.
Once mortal, we stood against enemies of order. Our souls, freed from the weakness of flesh, arrived at the gates of heavens, shaped by righteousness, reforged in thunder, clad in living armor. We come down among lightning to protect the mortal realms once more. We are Sigmar's wrath manifest. In his name, we wage war. We are the Stormcast Eternals.
You can step into the shoes of a Lord Arcanum when Tempest Fall launches on Oculus and Steam this summer.
Eu não acho que é o Xbox.
Hey, Jeff, you remember the hospital siege in Resident Evil 3?
Oh, how could I forget?
Well, this next bit is a little bit like that, except instead of zombies, I'm gonna throw loads of games at you.
Oh, that actually sounds way better.
Que raiva. Reagindo.
For more information on all those great games, make sure to check out gamesradar.com.
Now, if you're looking for something more melodic than the sound of Jeff's voice, you should check out our next game, The Longest Road on Earth. Bonus fact, this trailer contains an exclusive performance of one of the tracks in the game. Enjoy.
I've been walking for a while, there's 100 miles left to go. 100 miles left to go. On the way, gotta try. Dream on, baby, feels alright. Feels alright. I've been walking for a while, there's 100 miles left to go. 100 miles left to go. I've been running out of time, there's 100 miles left to go. 100 miles left to go.
PC e celular, mas não vem para PlayStation 4?
The Longest Road on Earth launches on PC later this year.
Our next game is an open-world survival simulator that put PC gamers through hell. Specifically, green hell. Here's an exciting new announcement from the team at Creepy Jar.
Jogo de mundo aberto sobrevivente. O crocodilo. Meu primo ia adorar esse jogo. Do Paraguai. Então, do Paraguai. Em 2021, PS4 e
Can you survive green hell? Find out when it comes to consoles in June this year.
This next game starred in our Gamescom show and tasks 2 cooperative spies to break into top-secret locations.
Well, then it's a good thing I've partnered with Jill Valentine, huh? Master of unlocking.
Here's the latest news for Operation Tango.
Well, we gotta work together.
Hey, that's what I'm talking about.
Oh dear, this is a recipe for disaster.
What did you do?
I'm gonna do it. You ready?
I'm nervous.
I'm in.
I'm very stealthy, thank you very much.
So, I'm gonna need you to suck it up, Buttercup, and put that passcode in.
9 de junho de 2021. Operação Tango.
Your infiltration begins on consoles and PC on June 1st.
Coming up next, we take a trip into one of the deadly gauntlets of Oddworld Soulstorm. As series creator Lorne Lanning shows us what's in store in Abe's latest adventure.
Grande Oddworld Soulstorm que tava no State of Play.
Hi, I'm Lorne Lanning, co-founder and creator of Oddworld, and I'm excited to be here at Future Games Show to bring you this abridged playthrough from Oddworld Soulstorm. At this point in the game, we're on a mission to hijack a train that we're told is at Fat Station.
And so with each level, you get an introduction, usually of your goal happening in the background. And now we settle down to where Abe just entered into the scene. And now he needs to get to the Fat Station to hijack a train. And that should be up ahead. And now he's got a little bit of a journey through the world to get there.
Corre, mulher!
So now you're approaching, you see a train in the distance pulling in. And now you're approaching the Fat Station. So now you knew you had to reach the Fat Station, and there's a train, and you know you got to hijack a train, but you're going to have to get through the Fat Station first. And this is a lot of where we wanted more of the story telling us through the 2.9D camera, so we have that setup and that approach. It feels more cinematic. And here you can get an overlook. And if we look in there, this is the tanks and the whole area we're going to have to get through. And now you're dealing with snipers. You're running across steam vents. And I'm going to go down here. We wanted to get more of that sense of height and perspective and all that. And it also reveals secret areas that you wouldn't normally see where you can go collect goods and stuff. But we're not going to go there right now because we're just going to continue on and start going into the tank field because we still got to get to the pump so we can get to the train so we can complete our mission and then catch up with our buddies at the trellis area. Here's some classic Abe play where, you know, he's using steam zones to hide from the enemies, and they can't see. They're kind of blind in the steam zone. So using the old Oddworld logic, if you can't see Abe barely, then neither can the enemies. And this was a way that you could have traversed to get past this slick.
Muito bom.
But if you use if you crafted up some inventory to this point, this would have been a stealth approach with no killing happening. This would be a little more not nice approach, where you might have used something a little more lethal. And that would be very nice, and you don't want to do that, of course. Oops. But it's a different way to solve the same problem.
Legal, só pode tacar fogo nesse inimigo. Não tá aqui no
And along the way, we're hearing radio broadcasts that are telling us, filling us more in on the backstory, the propaganda of the world, what they're telling the common people versus what you know is actually happening in the game. So we play off of that during these elevator rides. And if you pay attention to them, you get a little more data on the backstory and what's happening in the world. We're getting now to the pump area. There's all these more physical challenges where there's Mudokons you're going to have to get in through the pump all the way up to the train way above. So now this is like a tower of hazards, and you're going to get more and more Mudokons to go through here with you. And you're going to try not to get them killed, or yourself.
Pode ter uns parceiros para levar com você, se quiser.
We cabled the world, and when these cables are pulled and activated, you'll see the pulses running. So it really helped with people understanding what the problem, the puzzles were here in cases like this. So you're getting more and more Mudokons following you through more and more dangerous conditions. And they're stacking up more and more, and the more you get, the easier it is to get lots of them more killed, even though you shouldn't. Come on, go, 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 go. Okay. And killing them, of course, is not the best karma.
Quanto mais você tem, mais morre.
And now, well, you only got there with, what, one survivor. He gets rescued. And from here, and look at all my dead guys, but from here, This gets us up to the area of the train station where we can now access the train
depois de 5.000 anos, gente.
That will then lead us on our mission forward. Oddworld Soulstorm is coming to the PS5, PS4, and the Epic Games Store April 6th. You can pre-purchase the game now on the Epic Games Store, and PlayStation 5 PS Plus members will be able to download the game at no extra cost.
Caramba, 6 de abril tá pertinho de lançar, hein?
PC, PS4, and PS5 on April 6th.
6 de abril tá bem
revealed at the Future Game Show last June,
tá bem
Serial Cleaners builds on the hit crime scene clean 'em up with 4 distinct cleaners and 4 distinct styles. Let's see a messier approach in our first gameplay reveal.
Falta 10 dias pra lançar o jogo, velho. Rock. Da cantina. Não sabe essas coisas aqui. Jogo de assassino, é isso mesmo?
Grab your mop and your rubber gloves because Serial Cleaners is coming to PC later this year. You can wishlist the game on Steam and Epic Store now.
In space, no one can hear you scream.
But neither can they hear you say, whoa.
Which is exactly what you'll do when you see the amazing things Frontier is doing in Elite Dangerous Odyssey.
Hello, I'm Gareth Hughes from Frontier Developments and I'm the lead designer on Elite Dangerous. Right now, we're working on Elite Dangerous Odyssey, the most ambitious expansion for Elite Dangerous to date. For the first time in Elite's history, the Odyssey expansion will allow players to set foot on light atmospheric worlds powered by amazing new planetary technology. Players will be able to disembark from their ships and explore these planets, discovering new settlements and organic life forms while taking on missions and engaging in intense first-person combat. Today, we're really excited to share this exclusive footage of Apex Interstellar.
Welcome to Apex Interstellar, your gateway to the stars.
A shuttle service that will be available to all Odyssey players, allowing them to explore the galaxy in a totally new way. For a small fee, Apex Interstellar will let players book their own personal shuttle, complete with AI pilot, to take them between the ports and settlements in inhabited space.
Your shuttle is ready to depart. Thank you for choosing Apex Interstellar.
Players can even call a shuttle to pick them up directly from a planet's surface, just like you'd hail a cab. Additionally, we'd like to talk about how the release of Odyssey will give players the opportunity to experience the excitement, scale and beauty of Elite Dangerous from a brand new perspective. Odyssey's boots-on-the-ground gameplay will add on-foot exploration, salvaging, bounty hunting, heists and much more, all seamlessly integrated into the existing game. Elite Dangerous Odyssey is coming to PC in late spring 2021, with an alpha scheduled to begin a little earlier on the 29th of March. PlayStation and Xbox releases are planned for autumn 2021. Thank you for watching, please enjoy the rest of the show, and we look forward to seeing you in the game.
Star Wars Odyssey. Okay. Alright, né? Alright.
Thanks to Gareth for that look at the game. The Elite Dangerous Odyssey Alpha will be available on PC starting March 29th. Imagine what you could do with a machine that can read memories. That's the killer setup of Don't Forget Me, a new adventure game from the Moon Pirates, and...
Most of my memories involve being chased by a giant mutant.
Oh, yeah. You remember that time the bug, laid eggs in you?
Ugh, we don't talk about it, Jeff.
Tá, jogo retrô, que deve ser indie, né? Mas só fazer jogo retrô do que fazer um jogo realista. Ok. Então tudo bem. Os caras estão querendo passar memória por corpo para corpo, sendo que isso aqui é o quê? Episódio de como Humans. Não deu certo. De abril de 2021. Por que tá em português?
Don't Forget Me launches on PC later this year.
Next up, let's look at two new titles from movie games. The Polish studio is teaming up with Platij Image, who are famous for their work on Ubisoft and Sega CGI movies. Look out for more info on that in the summer. And here's what movie games are working on right now.
Ubisoft, nossa grande Bugsoft. Mãe. Que é isso, momento? Hoje é os bombeiros. Nossa. Hell.
The Great War didn't start as something we were worried about. We had no idea how it would change when they sent us directly to the front line. Into the chaos. And then in the mud and drama of trench death, we learned how to survive. How to choose between life and death. Because every saved life counts.
Hospital de Guerra.
Movie Games says you can look forward to hearing more on War Hospital and Fire Commander later this year.
Our next game debuted on Stadia and is finally coming to other platforms. To find out why Lost Words Beyond the Page is such a special world, let's join director Mark Backler and writer Rihanna Pratchett.
Charizard, Maldi.
Hi, I'm Mark Backler. I'm the founder of Sketchbook Games and the creative director of Lost Words Beyond the Page.
I'm Rihanna Pratchett. I'm a writer for video games, film, TV and comics, and I wrote the script for Lost Words Beyond the Page, and I'm working on lots and lots of sequels.
At the moment, we're just putting the finishing touches to Lost Words for Steam, PS4, Xbox One and Switch.
So you play the game as Izzy, who is about sort of 11 or 12-ish, and she's just been given a journal for her birthday. She's always wanted to be a writer, so she starts writing. She has to deal with some difficult news about her gran, who gave her the journal in the first place, and she decides to write a story to cheer her gran up.
We see her go not just on a journey through the pages of her diary, but also through the fantasy world that she's been writing about.
the story starts to kind of reflect what's happening in the real world. And we use things like the 7 stages of grief as art inspiration, as music inspiration, as puzzle inspiration. And it's basically, fantasy is a lens through which we can examine the real world. And this is a very, kind of a very visual representation of that.
The two worlds in the game play into each other in a number of different ways. So the things that happen to Izzy in her real life end up having repercussions in the fantasy world. We also see these little post-it notes on the desk around the diary that sort of show the evolution of some of the characters that you'll later be bumping into in Astoria, and different ideas that Izzy has had. The game is split into like 8 main chapters. Each one of those begins in the pages of the diary and then transitions into the world of Astoria sort of halfway through. Lost Words is out on the 6th of April on Steam, PS4, Xbox One and Nintendo Switch, so you can jump onto Steam and wishlist it right now.
Thanks to Mark and Rihanna for that exclusive look. Lost Words comes to PC and consoles on April 6th, and you can wishlist it now.
In space, no one can hear you scream, but neither...
Whoa, Nicole. I already used that intro.
Oh, really? Our next world premiere is set in space, and it looks really spooky, so I thought, like...
Honestly, you had me at world premiere, so you could probably just cut it there.
World premiere.
In the second era of the human empire, sonic matter was discovered in the galaxy of Neteron. It was here that humans decided to build the Metal Mother facility to harvest the sonic matter, the most precious element in the universe. But it wasn't long before they discovered they were not alone.
A War está diferente hoje, gente.
That was our first look at Haunted Space, coming to PC, PS5, and Xbox Series X and S sometime in the future. One Steam review describes our next game as Reservoir Dogs with more falling over.
Well, I guess I'd be Mr. Interested.
Okay, it's time for guns, cars, and double-crossing galore in Cryptic Sea's truly unique Sub Rosa.
E assim temos o GTA Indie, gente. Não tem gameplay não. A galera mais encarada. Carreteiros. Caramba, os caras roubaram o dinheiro e os arquivos, tá ligado? Sub-rosa.
We're pleased to confirm that Sub Rosa is available right now through Steam Early Access, so you can start building your criminal empire today.
Okay, I hope you have your hankies ready as we return to one of the most emotional game series of recent years. Please welcome Zach Garris, Chief Creative Officer of Deck 9 Games, to give us a new look around Haven Springs.
They're definitely hiding something.
Alex, be careful. I am Zach Garris. I am the Chief Creative Officer at Deck 9 Games and the Game Director of Life is Strange.
Life is Strange, True Colors, que a gente viu lá no Square Enix Presents, tá aqui de volta, tá ligado? Legal isso.
Before the Storm, we wanted to
explore tá pegado no vídeo.
Who we are as storytellers and what the franchise has to offer fans with new characters and a new setting, and we're really excited about it.
Well, what do you think?
I love it.
So, in Life is Strange True Colors, you play as Alex Chen. Alex is a young woman who's just left the foster care system. She's had a very difficult childhood, but she's also now about to start something new, be out on her own and reunite with her older brother. Alex is not like other people, though. Alex has a supernatural sensitivity to the emotional states of others. And it's not just the ability to read or be aware of other people's emotions. If people around her are feeling rage or grief or terror, the emotion overwhelms Alex and she feels it too. It gives her an empathic connection with that person. It gives her insight into what's motivating whatever that person might be going through. Up until this point in her life, this has been a curse. This has alienated her from others. This has led to behavior people around her don't understand and probably mostly condemn.
Welcome to Haven.
For Life is Strange True Colors, we wanted to explore having more agency given to the player in terms of where they go, who they interact with, and the ownership that they can take over the story and over Alex's engagement with that town. And so we have built out a larger space than you typically see in a Life is Strange game, and I think we're very excited about the outcome and the result.
Alex, right? I'm Steph.
One of the most exciting components to Life is Strange True Colors is that Steph returns as a character. She was someone we discovered while making Before the Storm, a character that became a fan favorite. We wanted to really take that character and do much more with her. And partly it's a desire to continue to honor the depth and richness of the universe overall. That this is an interconnected place and that you're going to see from time to time characters from other adventures. I think part of what's really promising about the Life is Strange universe is its breadth, its depth, its potential, new stories, different walks of life. We're really shifting the franchise into more of an anthology series. And so, rather than order the titles sequentially, when they're not actually sequels necessarily, it made more sense to name each game according to what that story is and how that story is participating in that larger universe. True Colors just fits for what Alex Chen's story becomes.
I'm glad you two met. Is this dude my best friend?
And this dude hands me the best beers? When it comes to romance, Life is Strange True Colors offers players more choice than they've experienced in a Life is Strange game to date. And we're proud of that. I think we're excited about the kinds of relationships that you can develop throughout the whole town, and in particular, the relationships that you can have with both Ryan and Steph, who are integral to the storyline and in the shape of how the player chooses to engage with them in that story can become sort of romantic interest for Alex. Life is Strange True Colors will be available in September on current and next-gen consoles and PC.
Well, I'll be getting emotionally wrecked when Life is Strange True Colors launches in September for next-gen consoles and PC.
5 years ago, developers LKA wowed us with their psychological horror, The Town of Light. In 2021, they return with an all-new next-gen psychological thriller. Are you ready for Martha is Dead?
Martha está morta, mano. Ó o Batman vindo te buscar, hein? O Batman vai te buscar, hein?
Will you tell me
essas piadinhas aí, sem graça.
Not tonight.
There's a fall.
You should have been there. Not her.
O jogo é bonito. Mas foi teu, como eu tô pensando, que é, eu acho que é. Deu pontos comigo. Meu Deus, como é que eu odeio aqui? Vou tomar susto.
Julia, is everything okay?
O nome do jogo é Martha Stead. Ah, não acredito. Oi, na moral, isso aí não tem uma zoeira não pra zoar com a DC. Não é possível, mano.
Martha is Dead, published by Wired Productions, comes to PS5, Xbox Series S and X, and PC in 2021.
Do you ever look at the state of modern civilization and think, God, I could do so much better than this?
Yeah. I mean, have you seen 2021?
Well, time to put your money where your mouth is in Amplitude Studios' historical
Ainda
strategy
teremos 20 minutos de vídeo, só avisando. Eu sei que você já não está aguentando mais. Minhas costas também não estão aguentando. Sega!
Amplitude wanted to create these huge, amazing fighting games. Games that would dust off the genre.
Mas vamos ter que aguentar o filme.
In Humankind, you have one main innovation, which is the ability to create your own civilization out of 60 different cultures.
The idea is that we give the player these historically accurate bricks, and they go and build whatever story they want to.
In history, we always had a group of people close to each other. With diplomacy, we want to give you all these tools to be able to interact with these empires, to create a bond and a link, to create these alliances, or have to go to war with them. What was really important for diplomacy was the stories.
Seria bom ter Sonic nessa Sega.
If you look at say
Sonic
the First World War, what happened? You know, it wasn't a direct engagement immediately. There was a lot of people getting roped in. Alliances playing against each other. Negotiations. So in order to be historically authentic, we needed to add a little bit more, more tools in the player's toolbox, things like bribe or propose, threaten, demand. We want things to feel, nicely immediate. We don't want to have sort of a round-robin vote of everyone deciding what to do. We want you to get feedback interactions, make things feel nicely quick, immediate, impactful. Your civilization needs resources in order to build units, to build infrastructures, and to boost its economy. You can acquire these resources either aggressively, by claiming territory and exploiting them yourself, or you can buy them from another civilization. When a civilization's choices create a situation that is deemed offensive or otherwise unacceptable by another, a grievance is generated, transferring control of a border territory, paying a sum of money, changing a law or religion, joining a war, and so on. If the demand is refused, it can be used to justify declaring a war or breaking an alliance. Once two civilizations have declared war, they'll need to think about their population's support for this war, or morale. This is a value that will tend to decrease over time because people get fed up with fighting a conflict. You can also damage the other side's morale by winning battles against them, by occupying their cities. In Humankind, your empire's choices with regards to events and the civics that you choose will define your empire's ideology. So depending on these choices, I'll have an ideology that will be defined. And based on this proximity, it will be more or less difficult to go to war or to sign peace treaties. So, for instance, two civilizations that are very close will have trouble maintaining a war, but it will be a lot easier to sign treaties because the populations feel a certain sort of brotherhood. In the diplomacy of Humankind, the possibilities are endless. You want to create a culture that will attract the sympathy of all these other empires? Will you be feared by your neighbors? It's up to you to decide how you will mark history as a leader.
De agosto. Sega.
Okay, that one I can't wait to get my hands on. What have we got coming up next, Nicole?
Our next game was the breakout star of last month's PlayStation State of Play. To tell us more about the limb-snapping kung fu combat of Sifu, please welcome developers Slow Clap.
Tá porra, menor!
Pierre. I'm from Slow Clap Studio, an independent game studio based in Paris, France. In Sifu, you play the role of a young Kung Fu student who is on a path for revenge after his whole family was assassinated by a squad of 5 mysterious assassins. And you will be on the hunt for the assassins of your family through 5 main environments. And as you move through these levels, you will have to use every tool at your disposal, whether it's your Kung Fu skills or everything that's in the environment, to survive and prevail in dangerous combat situations. So you may have seen our real trailer in the recent State of Play, and today we're excited to share some more information about the game. Regarding combat, as you progress through the game, you will encounter 5 bosses who are all connected to you and who are basically the assassins of your family. These 5 bosses have been inspired by Kung Fu values and the 5 elements of Chinese mythology. So this is wood, fire, water, metal, and earth. As you saw in the trailer, when your character dies, he revives instantly where they fell, and when your character revives, your character will age every time. Kung Fu means literally mastery through practice, and this is really an important theme of the game because we want players to feel like they've learned Kung Fu as they've played the game and like actually gain this mastery. Sifu is meant to be a challenging game, for sure. There is a limit to how much you can age, of course, and they will be discussing more about what exactly happens when you do have that game over in the coming weeks and months prior to launch. Sifu will be released in 2021 on PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4, and on the Epic Game Store.
Sifu 2021. Mistérios.
Everyone will be Kung Fu fighting when Sifu hits PC, PlayStation 4, and PlayStation 5 later in 2021.
7 minutos ainda.
And that brings our spring showcase to an end. I want to see a huge thank you to...
Whoa, Nicole.
Falou que chegou ao fim?
Look, we can't end it there. In true Resident Evil fashion, there's always got to be one final boss form to fight.
You're right. Okay.
Chegou ao final.
Yeah, I can find one more surprise.
Uma surpresa.
Roll
Uma
the
última
tape.
surpresa. Aqui na Bridges of Spirits. Claro. Terminar com chave de ouro, né? Amber Lad.
I know you are kind. You sense the power that
Jogo bonito da desgraça.
Yet you do not fully understand it.
Mano, olha pra esse jogo, velho. Jogo bonito. Jogo famoso. Jogo bem feito. Não para de gravar não, por favor. Eu fico muito medo de parar de gravar. Não tem papo, pessoal. Tá quase, agora só uma pouquinho, só um pouquinho.
path of a spirit guide is a lonely one.
Fechar o bagulho com chave de ouro, moleque. Sensacional. Brother, o jogo tem tudo pra ser uma maravilha.
And that definitely wraps up our show. I want to thank everybody for tuning in and watching. Special thank you to Nicole, and a very, very special thank you to the amazing developers who helped make this happen.
You can head over to the Future Game Show page on Steam to add your favorite games from today's show to your wish list. And don't forget to check out GamesRadar.com for all of your news, guides, and features.
I'm Jeff Shine.
And I'm Nicole Tompkins. And this has been the third Future Game Show.
Aquela recapituladinha. Futuro. Nunca fiz um vídeo grande na minha vida. Vai gravar não. Por favor. Vamos dar esse recapitulado não, filho. Não, nem parece no mesmo dia que a gente viu o Ártico aqui, velho. Acabou? Acabou? Acabou, gente. Então, vamos lá. O que eu quero falar sobre isso aqui? Legal. Calma aí, deixa eu deixar no mudo. Vou passando aqui. Pra já ir marcando. Ó, achei legal. Eu acho que poderia ter mais jogo. Tipo, Lego Star Wars. Sabe daqui. Gotham Knights. Sei lá, senti falta de jogo um pouco mais grande. Far Cry 6. Sei lá, velho. Assim. Eu foi indo tudo mais. Mas não acho que chegou a ser um evento ruim. Ah, podia ter Sonic, né, SEGA? Chegar e manter aquele jogo mal fila lá é duro, hein? Mas podia ter jogo mais interessante. Mas não acho que foi um evento ruim. Acho que deu pra tirar coisa legal, como Kino, Other World. Por aí vai. Espero que vocês tenham gostado do vídeo. Deem like no vídeo. Se inscreve no canal. Ativa o sininho das notificações para não perder vídeo novo. Mas no meu Facebook, no meu Twitter, no meu Instagram, no meu TikTok, na página do meu amigo no Insta, no canal da minha amiga e no canal da Lara. Se foi o vídeo, valeu, falou e tchau. Porque estou com medo de não ter gravado essa merda aqui. Então, adeus.